It was a cool autumn evening in the small town of Bowie, Maryland. Sarah and Jake, a young teenage couple, decided to venture out to Crybaby Bridge, a secluded area notorious for its chilling tales of the supernatural. Sarah, a brave and adventurous girl, wore a mischievous smile as they parked their car under the bridge. You know what they were doing. Bow, chicka, wow, wow, chicka, wow, wow. Jake, a lanky boy with a heart full of curiosity, felt a mix of excitement and apprehension. As they stepped out of the car and walked along a path, a chilling wind blew at their back and a shiver ran down their spines. Suddenly, a bone-chilling growl resonated through the silence. The couple turned towards the sound. There, emerging from the foggy shadows, stood the legendary Goatman. With piercing, glowing eyes and a grotesque, half-human, half-goat appearance, the Goatman raised an axe high above its head. In a fit of rage, it lunged for their car, smashing the windows, denting the doors, and popping one of their tires. Jake urged Sarah to wait here until he could lure the creature away from the car, then run back to the car while he distracted the Goatman. He sprinted towards the monster, waving his arms and yelling. He dodged a few swings of the axe. Suddenly, the Goatman ran off into the woods. Relieved and winded, Jane called out to Sarah, "Sarah, let's go!" She didn't answer. That's not good. He walked back to where he left her and was shocked. The Goatman had grabbed Sarah by the hair of her head, dragging her, kicking and screaming into the heart of the forest. Fear gripped Jake's soul, but he knew he had to get help. He drove to the police station, desperate for someone, anyone, to believe his harrowing tale. Yeah, good luck with that. Bursting through the doors, he recounted every detail, begging the officers to help him rescue Sarah. The officers exchanged doubtful glances, their eyes filled with skepticism. They listened with a mix of pity and amusement, dismissing his story as a figment of an overactive imagination. Broken and defeated, Jake left the station, his heart heavy with despair. Determined not to give up, Jake reached out to his closest friends, Mark, Lisa, and Alex. He shared the horrifying events that had unfolded and convinced them that something horrible had happened to Sarah. Together, they formulated a rescue plan. Armed with knowledge and determination, the group returned to Crybaby Bridge. I'm guessing no one brought a gun. They ventured into the dark woods, their hearts pounding with fear and adrenaline. The forest seemed to taunt them, its eerie silence broken only by the rustling of the leaves. Suddenly, a faint cry echoed through the trees. A desperate scream that could only belong to Sarah. Guided by the haunting sound, they quickened their pace. The path became treacherous. Obstacles were placed in their way. Yet they pressed on, refusing to be deterred. As they reached the clearing, their eyes widened in horror. There stood the Goatman, its bizarre figure standing between them and Sarah's body laying on the ground. The creature's twisted grin gave them goosebumps. With weapons in hand, they charged forward, engaging in a fierce battle with the Goatman. Each blow landed with purpose. Every strike a testament to their unwavering friendship. Finally, with one last mighty swing, Jake struck the creature in the back, causing it to stumble and retreat into the forest, defeated. Panting heavily, the group rushed to Sarah's side. To their horror, her decapitated body lay bleeding on the leaves. Her head was never found. There are several different versions of the Goatman out there. Texas, Kentucky, Maryland, Wisconsin, and Missouri all have tales of the Goatman. I'll be focusing on the Maryland Goatman in this video. I'll visit one or more of the others in future videos. As for the Maryland Goatman, there are several different stories for the cryptid. The most popular and my personal favorite is this one. Dr. Stephen Fletcher, a genetic researcher at Beltsville Agricultural Research Center, was conducting experiments involving gene manipulation and hybridization at the research center. In an attempt to create a stronger and more resilient breed of livestock, the researcher combined human and goat DNA, resulting in a monstrous and sentient beast. He eventually confessed to crossing the DNA of a goat with that of his assistant, William Lotsford, which naturally went terribly wrong. Could it have went any other way? The newly created Goatman escaped from the research center, fleeing into the nearby forests and becoming an elusive creature that terrorizes the back roads of Maryland. The legend suggests that the Goatman, with its enhanced physical abilities and animalistic instincts, survived in the wild and continues to roam the area to this day. It continues to strike fear in the community as people and pets continue to go missing, and the sounds of its cries can be heard from miles away. Of course, the Beltsville Agricultural Research Center has outright denied creating the Goatman. Of course they did. The modern-day Goatman looks similar to ancient mythological creatures like the Greek satyr, which was not a creature to be fucked with, and the cheerier half-man, half-goat myth of Pan, which has also been suggested. The Goatman, as described in various accounts and legends, is a creature that embodies a chilling and unsettling combination of human and goat-like features. Its appearance strikes fear into the hearts of those who encounter it, leaving a lasting impression on their psyche. The Goatman stands at an imposing height between 7 and 8 feet tall and weighing in at around 300 to 350 pounds. God damn. The Goatman possesses a strong muscular build, displaying a formidable presence. Its torso is predominantly human-like, but with notable distinctions. The head, decked with curved horns, resembles that of a goat, complete with a pronounced snout and elongated ears. The eyes of the Goatman are often described as piercing and glowing, radiating an eerie and malevolent energy. Its face, a hideous fusion of human and goat features, instills an unsettling sense of trepidation. Its mouth is filled with sharp, jagged teeth, capable of inflicting severe damage. The Goatman's skin is reported to be weathered and rough. It has a grayish or brownish hue with matted, greasy fur. The lower half of the Goatman's body reflects its goat-like nature. From the waist down, the creature possesses muscular goat legs, complete with cloven hooves that strike the ground with an eerie resonance. These legs enable the Goatman to move with surprising speed and agility, effortlessly traversing rough terrains and leaping with uncanny precision. The creature's arms, though predominantly human-like in structure, exhibit signs of animalistic traits. The hands are tipped with sharp claws, perfect for grabbing and ripping its unfortunate victims apart. Its physical strength is said to be astounding, allowing it to wield weapons with deadly force, such as the axe often associated with its attacks. The Goatman is an elusive and mysterious creature, often lurking in dense forests, abandoned structures, or secluded areas. It would definitely stand out anywhere else, except maybe a con. Its ability to blend into the shadows, coupled with its stealth and cunning, make it a formidable predator. Witnesses describe a sense of evil and an air of supernatural power that surrounds the Goatman, leaving a lasting impression of fear and dread. While variations in the descriptions of the Goatman exist across different accounts and folklore, the recurring theme is one of a menacing and imposing entity. A blend of human and goat that embodies the darkest aspects of the human imagination. It doesn't speak, but its roar is described as a scream only the devil himself could make. The earliest documented account of the Goatman can be traced back to 1957 in Prince George's County, Maryland. According to the lore, in Forestville, Maryland, a couple encountered the creature while parking under an old, desolate bridge called Governor's Bridge, also known as Crybaby Bridge. They heard what sounded like a baby crying or a goat braying under the bridge. A few minutes later, they reported seeing a terrifying humanoid figure with a goat-like head and glowing red eyes banging on the roof of their car. Looking up, they were startled to see a goat-like humanoid staring at them, waving what looked like an axe. The creature instantly turned and dashed into the surrounding woods. Needless to say, this kind of ruined the mood and they didn't stick around any longer. Unless you're into that kind of thing. In June of 1963, in Huntington, Maryland, a young couple was driving along Zug Road. When they observed a peculiar creature staring at them from the edge of the woods. A woman described it as a tall, ragged animal with human-like features. In April of 1971, also in Huntington, a farmer near Fletchertown Road reported seeing a large man-like creature eating the remains of a pig. When the farmer approached the scene, the creature ran off into the trees. The most famous incident involving the Goatman occurred on October 27, 1971. A newspaper article titled, "Residents Fear Goatman Lives. Dog Found Decapitated in Old Bowie," that was written by Karen Hostler, appeared in Prince George's County News. In this article, Hostler described how a family had lost their dog named Ginger. The canine belonged to April Edwards and had disappeared after she and her friends had reported hearing some strange noises in their yard. When they went to investigate, they saw a large creature moving in the dark. The article also states that reports of an animal-like creature that walks on its hind legs had been seen by several other residents in the area at the time. Ginger was found by Ray Hayden, John Hayden, and Willie Gein a few days after going missing. She was found headless near Fletchertown Road. Ginger's head was found 14 years later. September 1976, Woodmore, Maryland. A landscaper at the Woodmore Country Club finds unidentified remains on the golf course near Lotsford Road. While attempting to dispose of them, he hears a low growl. He looks up and observes a large, unknown animal staring at him from the tree line. August 1990, Hyattsville, Maryland. During a birthday party at Magruder Park, a boy runs into the woods after a ball. Moments later, he screams. When the adults arrive, they find him wild-eyed and visibly shaken. The boy tells his mother, It was the dark thing with the red eyes who stands in the corner of my room at night." What the fuck? May 1998, Bowie, Maryland. A group of teenagers are hanging out near a local bridge when they notice something moving in the weeds nearby. Two of the teens go to investigate. They return very quickly, cussing in unison. They describe seeing a tall, human-like animal running in the forest. July 2007, Glenarden, Maryland. A camera crew for WRC-TV, a Washington, D.C. station, is on location to cover a local golf tournament when they notice a strange animal moving in the trees nearby. The cameraman quickly repositions and starts rolling on the creature. He manages to capture a few seconds of video before the animal disappears into the foliage. There are some plausible and extraordinary explanations for the Goatman. The first I'll mention is that some of the sightings were nothing more than pranks. Law enforcement would habitually receive calls of reported sightings that turned out to be local students making prank calls. These prank calls involve individuals purposely reporting sightings or encounters with the Goatman as a form of mischief or entertainment. Some individuals engage in these pranks for the thrill of causing panic or confusion, enjoying the reaction they elicit from law enforcement and the community. I used to know dudes like that. Others may view it as a way to perpetuate the Goatman legend, keeping the story alive and adding to its mystique. The prank calls range from simple claims of Goatman sightings to more elaborate stories involving close encounters or even attacks by the creature. These calls often led to law enforcement officers responding to the reported locations, searching for any signs of the Goatman or potential dangers. Unfortunately, these prank calls diverted law enforcement's attention away from genuine emergencies. They almost always caused unnecessary fear and anxiety within the community, especially when the reports of the Goatman were taken seriously. Some have said the Goatman is really an evil spirit from Native American beliefs named Oki. Oki was believed to be a wrathful god who required penance. He is the most important deity in the Powhatan shrine. An angry god who could bring illness or crop failure or other disasters to the tribe if not appeased. Another explanation for the Goatman was that it was an angry goat herder out for revenge on the teenagers who killed his beloved goats. In this version of the story, the Goatman is portrayed as a former goat herder who resided in the forests of Maryland. The herder dedicated his life to caring for and tending to his goats, forming a strong emotional bond with them. How strong are we talking? However, tragedy struck when a group of teenagers, either inadvertently or maliciously, caused the death of the herder's cherished goats. Consumed with grief and rage, the herder descended into madness and swore revenge upon those responsible for the demise of his animals. This intense emotional turmoil transformed him into a fearsome creature known as the Goatman, a fusion of his human self and the goats he once cared for. Man, it really got his goat. Driven by a desire for retribution, the Goatman stalks the woods, seeking out any teenagers who cross his path. His attacks are fueled by a mix of vengeance and a twisted sense of justice. By attacking and terrorizing young individuals, he aims to make them suffer the same pain and loss he experienced when his goats were taken from him. So he was a bad man. There have been instances where Bigfoot sightings have been misidentified as encounters with the Goatman. This misidentification occurs when witnesses attribute the characteristics and behaviors of the Bigfoot to the Goatman, leading to a conflation of the two entities in certain accounts. Bigfoot is a legendary creature, often described as a huge, hairy, ape-like being that inhabits remote areas of North America. Numerous reports and sightings of Bigfoot have been documented over the years. The Goatman, on the other hand, is a distinct urban legend, primarily associated with Maryland and other parts of the United States. Misidentifications occur when witnesses encounter a large, hairy creature resembling Bigfoot, but mistakenly associated with the Goatman due to shared characteristics such as the height, the hairiness, and a sense of the unknown. Such misidentifications can be attributed to various factors, including the psychological phenomenon of priming, where preconceived beliefs or expectations influence perception. In other words, if someone is more familiar with the Goatman legend than Bigfoot, I don't know how they could be. They may be more likely to associate an encounter with an unknown creature to the Goatman, even if the description aligns more closely with Bigfoot. Well, that does make sense. Despite extensive research and analysis, the true nature of the Goatman remains elusive. While some may dismiss it as pure fiction or misperception, others hold steadfast in their belief that something more sinister lurks in the shadows of Maryland. The Goatman legend has transcended generations, captivating the imaginations of locals and spurring countless reports, both genuine and fabricated. It serves as a cautionary tale, warning us against carelessly venturing into the unknown. It's essential to remember that the Goatman is more than just a creature of folklore. It represents our fascination with the obscure, the allure of the unexplained, and the lingering fear that haunts our deepest recesses. Whether the Goatman is a product of legend, a misinterpretation, or something supernatural, its legacy lives on. The tale of the Goatman, with all its twists and turns, continues to captivate and intrigue, reminding us that mysteries persist even in the modern world. In the end, the Goatman remains a symbol of our eternal fascination with the dark and mysterious. It beckons us to explore the depths of our imagination and confront the boundaries between reality and myth. As I conclude this episode, I'll leave you with one question. What other mysteries lie waiting to be uncovered in the hidden corners of our world? Thank you so much for joining me on this wild ride into Goatman land. What do y'all think about the Goatman? Is it real? Is it fake? Is it just a pissed off goat farmer? Or is it a deformed Bigfoot? We may never know. I'm gonna goat the hell on out of here. Until next time, stay creepy!